Okay, the next question concerns your position on Senate Bill 76, which of course would eliminate property taxes in the Commonwealth. And bear with me on this for a second. The bill is highly popular in the Poconos for obvious reasons that residents here face a significant property tax burden, especially our senior citizens. But there have been some concerns about its passage. One, that it would eliminate property taxes both on homeowners and on businesses. And as the bill is designed, those costs will be passed on to consumers through residents through sales taxes and income taxes. And the second concern is that for school funding, this would take local control away and centralize it in Harrisburg. Now, given these competing concerns, do you support Senate Bill 76? If so, why? And if not, what would be a better way to deal with our property tax problem?
Okay. Do I support the bill? Yes. I support any bill that reduces or eliminates school property tax. We've had, over the last 10 years, a tremendous amount of, especially our senior citizens that are hurting. They're making decisions between paying their property tax or eating or medicine. And you know what the senior citizen does first? They pay their taxes and they cut their pills in half and they eat less. And it's wrong. It's wrong. We need to address the issue. Since you made the comment, every Monday morning at 11 o'clock, I meet in the Capitol with a group of folks from the Senate on House Bill 76. Okay, you need to get 26 votes in the Senate and 102 votes in the House. And I can tell you that we're negotiating. We want to see it for residential, and maybe 50% on this came up this past week, and 50% on the commercial. You can't totally eliminate on one. You can go up to 50%. That's a homestead rule, and hopefully that might happen. But we need the most important thing the redistricting has created is across the state. We've created seats have gone to areas where they've grown with this property tax issues. For example, the 115 that's coming into Monroe County. Up in Luzerne, Lackawanna, up in our north, there's no property tax issue. They're not building buildings. The many districts that have moved, a couple that have moved out of Philly, going to Berks and going to Lancaster, they were not property tax votes. So across the state, the redistricting is going to create school property tax votes. This should have happened 2 years ago, and we might have had something in place already, but the Supreme Court stopped it. The 40th Senate District is coming from the western part of the state. It was not a school property tax vote. However, moving here to the east, it will be, because school property taxes are an issue. So I'll support any combination of sales and personal income tax that would significantly reduce or eliminate. The thing is, you try for elimination, you get what you can get. But the truth of the matter is, we need to do something about it. Since I've been in office, however, $93 million have come back to the 4 Monroe County schools in the last 11 years. $93 million. And that's a huge increase over what they were receiving.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've been knocking on doors as part of my campaign, and there's a door in Stroudsburg that I've been to twice. And it's the home of an older woman who retired from right here from East Stroudsburg University. And she has a pension, she has Social Security, and she has a very modest home, and yet she tells me that she can't afford her school property taxes. She's had to go back to work, and she's working for a cleaning service. Now, I think you'll agree with me that that's not really what we want in our society. We don't want our older people who are becoming more frail, who should be enjoying their retirement, having to go back and work for a cleaning service because they can't pay for their school property taxes. So I am certainly and emotionally and completely an advocate for school property tax reform. However, I have a lot of problems with Act 76. And some of those problems have to do with the things that were already talked about. I'm very concerned about the fact that our commercial businesses' properties will no longer pay school property taxes. That's 30% of current revenues for school property taxes. Over time, we don't really have a way to make up that amount, and that's going to hurt our schools in the long run. I'm also very concerned about the fact that all local school funding is going to go through Harrisburg. Now, we've seen what happens to money when it goes to Harrisburg. We've seen what the legislature does with it. It takes it out of one pocket and it puts another in another pocket whenever it wants to. And in fact, that happened this year with casino money. Money that was supposed to go from the casino funds into local tax reform, school property tax relief, was instead applied to the general fund. Now, how many times is that going to happen when we send all of our school property, all of our school taxes up to Harrisburg? We can't allow the state to have complete control over the funding for our local schools. So, these are the things I talk about. Right now, Harrisburg funds public education at about 32%. It should be about 45 to 50%. If we get more funding from Harrisburg, there's less pressure on local school property taxpayers. We need, and a lot of you know this even better than I do, we need to work on that allocation formula. And there's been a committee that's set up that's working on a proposal, but we need a fair allocation formula that treats Monroe County properly based on its unique circumstances. And I also support targeted tax relief for seniors.
Thank you.